Hello, welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Julie here for a short chit chat. Um, on day 666. Wow. I don't like messing around with that stuff though. 666. Um, so welcome in. I am still between locations. And my stuff is at the other location. I was over there, but I couldn't stream from there because I didn't have the room. I don't mean space. I mean the access to the room in such a way that I can still stream. So um, I'm back here. So that's what I got going on. And assuming you can hear me. So don't really have anything planned. I feel like reading. But I might anyway. Yeah, I'm between locations. And then I was messing around with the mobile, because there's a lot of stuff you can do on the mobile that I didn't know. So you notice I have a starting screen for that. But I need to know how to do I know there's a way to control your mobile stream from your phone. But what do you do, pray tell, if you have streamed for, if you are streaming from the phone? You know, what do you do? There is a way, I'm sure, but I read somewhere there's a way to stream. Oh, but that doesn't make sense. Why would you want to do that? Control your mobile from your computer, but then you're not very mobile if you do that. Maybe from another device, like another phone or a tablet or something. Anyway, I got Vince Van Gogh here on one side. And then over here, I guess you can't see her. Part of her. I got Callie Stockton, two friends of the stream. Callie has streamed every day for the last 6 months. So let's do a shout out to Callie. And since I'm live, sometimes I'm funny about going to people's streams and I'm live, even when I'm just chatting or whatever, because I don't want to, there's some people who go to people's streams when they're live or about to go live in order to pull people away. I'm not. I don't want to do that or make it appear as if I'm doing that. So you guys can though. If there's anyone here, please go and drop a follow to Callie and go say her congratulations on the 6 months. And then my friend here on the other screen is who is there? Hey, just being Mish. Wait, no, right. I'm reading the wrong thing. That's not here. So what happens when you have more things? I was reading like Kelly's chat, and I'm not there. Vince just went to ads. Every day for the last 6 months. I do want to go say congrats. Anywho, yeah, and so I streamed yesterday from the grand piano, and I thought the sound was much better. I had made some adjustments with the settings and with the mic placements. So, but I was glitching because I was not wired. So I was wanting to go back and stream from there again, even if it was a short one, be wired in, same settings, and see how it goes. But that was not to be, not today. So, um, my mom had a PT thing, and I had to meet somebody to sell some more stuff. A little side hustle selling things in the house. So I got rid of this old clunky furniture, which I kept for a while because I thought, people like to repurpose them or repaint them and make them all funky colors or turn them into like benches or whatever because they're so sturdy. But I wasn't going to do that. But they did have good storage. Now I have to So I have a musician as myself. I have a lot of stuff. I mean, not crazy amount of instruments like my guitar friends who have walls of stuff. I don't have that, but I do have a lot of wires, cords, all that stuff, extension cords, all that, all those things, mic cords, all that. So they were stored within this furniture that I just sold, and now I have to find another place to put them. And I think in the basement of that house, or my uncle's house, which is a dry basement, he had a work table and a built-in work table, and it has drawers, and drawers are pretty much cleaned out. I mean, emptied out. I need to wipe them out and do all that. And I think I can keep my stuff in there, and it'll probably be a little bit more organized that way because I can open the drawer and see it. But I feel like I'm turning into my uncle because he was in electronics, he was in his gadgets as well. He was in all that stuff. He had wires and cords and all kinds of things in that same space. But he would have like spools of various types of wires and then all these things that were attached to the work table, the workbench, I guess is what you call it, for electronics things that I don't know what they were. But yeah, cleaned that stuff off. Some of it is being sold, some of it was junk that my metal man took. Always nice to know a metal man. So yeah, so all of my wires and cords and extension cords in the same spaces he had his. It's kind of weird. My dad's was the same way. Um, so, but you know, they were good men. A lot of stuff. So uh, yeah, so I have to relocate that stuff, and then I need to find a um, storage system for these 300 albums. I still haven't had time to go through. And right now they're in these kind of bins with wheels on them, which is fine for moving them around because they're so freaking heavy. But I need a more permanent thing, and I need it to be more vertical because there's so many of them, they take up so much room. So if I can't go horizontal, it's going to take too much room. I have to have something. I do have a couple of the old-fashioned ones, the mid-century modern ones with that are metal with spaces to put the records in. Those are pretty cool. I have one large one on the floor and one tabletop one. And it's funny, the tabletop one's it's just a series of wires looping around. You put the albums in between. But in the bottom, I forget what it says. It's like, it says genres of music, I think. It was something like that. And and I didn't know, like, I didn't know how those things were so coveted, kind of valuable, but the whole mid-century modern thing. So the one for holding records, I put out in the trash. I didn't put it all the way out in the trash because it was metal, so I figured I'd give it to the metal guy. And I just left it outside for a while because my uncle was using it as a shoe tree holder. He would put his shoes on it, and that's what I thought it was initially because that's how he used it. And then, got rid of it. It was still sitting outside, and then I looked at it and I was like, "What?" And then I saw someone else selling one like that. I said, "That's a." I brought it back in, and now I have records on that. But again, once you put something on there, they're so heavy. I have those albums that I liberated from the house that was being torn down near me. Some of those are thick, like they're the books of records. Here. Hey, Ella. Yes, thank you for coming by here. It's Ella, the bunny mom, a good friend of the stream, and a very good person and musician. Thanks to you for stopping by. I'm not doing much tonight. I'm just chatting some. My gear is at the other location at the piano, so I'm kind of, but I share that space, so I can't always get to it. It's a funny thing because my sister's visiting, so I can leave here to go to the piano, but when I go there, I don't actually have that space. I can't count on having that space. Depends on who's home. And now I can tell them I'm going to stream. I need this time. I can do that. But I don't want to do that all the time. And that's it kind of gives me like a bad mojo in there when I do that. And plus it doesn't always work. Like they'll still interrupt and everything. So, but yeah, so I was over there. But I got held up because my sister, she asked me if she could go and get her nails done, and I was doing something at the time. I was taking care of some business. Oh, thank you, Ellie. Always good to hang out at your place too. I was paying bills. There's some stuff I had to do, and and she's like, "Can I go get my nails done at some place close by?" I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking when she comes back, I'll leave. Well, you know, this girl does not get her nails done. I don't know how long that takes. And I didn't know. And I guess she must have got a mani-pedi. She was gone for a couple of hours. And then I had this window. Like, remember when I streamed last night, like I said I was losing the room and I had to stop. So I had that window, and that window was rapidly closing. By the time she got back, I rushed over, but I didn't have enough time to stream. So anyway, so I'm here just talking to you guys. I don't feel like reading right now, although I might. And I'm only going to be here for a little bit. I'm still trying to do a little bit of that self-care. I've not been 100%. But, yeah, what's going on with you, Ella? Are you about to go live soon? It's okay to say. It's okay to say. I was saying how I was gonna, a good friend of the stream, Callie Stockton, who's live now. She has a big sign on her thing saying she streamed for every day for 6 months, and I want to go say congratulations, but I don't want to. It's weird sometimes when you go visit people when you're live because yeah, I don't want to be that girl. Oh, thank you, Ella. Thank you. I needed to hear that because I'm not feeling so glam lately. But yeah, I have to do, since I'm not playing the piano and or doing anything else really. So to change the camera angle. And then I have a different tripod, which is not as I can't change the angles as well. Although it's a better tripod, I just need a gooseneck thingy. This is my dad's old one of his good ones. He was into photography, so I have my colors back. One thing about the piano room, I don't have colors there yet. Colors. So I am back here at Studio 9. How's Pippin doing? Good, I hope. I was watching some wild bunnies today when I was at my uncle's house. There's some baby bunnies. There's a bunny family, and there were two of them playing. They're so cute. I don't know how many times I see a bunny, and I'm like, it's like the first time. Look, they were playing, chasing each other and stopping, chasing each other and stopping. That was nice. Oh my gosh! Chaos! Welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, the wild baby bunnies are so cute. There's also wild, obviously, baby deer. There, I've seen there as well. And then here, I've got the baby birds, which are getting kind of big. I don't know how long they'll be in the nest. Oh, thank you, I suppose I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just hanging a bit. The instruments are not available. What have you been up to? Why are you up? You've been sleeping better, and now you're awake. Did you just wake up? You know, I'm still not getting to bed that much earlier, but earlier, I mean, I'd fallen off the wagon big time before. Seeing the sunrise, I haven't seen the sunrise in a few days, except for that night where I was so sick that I couldn't sleep. But you're up just because you're up. Also reading. Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah. Well, I hope things are going well for you. I'm always living on the crossroads. Your month has been interesting. That's intriguing. I hope interesting in a good way. I mean, it can be interesting, and even if it's not the greatest way, it still gives you something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Did you see Vince's live? I just shouted him out, and Callie. Oh no. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That could be a deal breaker. It would be a deal breaker. Is a deal breaker. I mean, that's a shame. It's a shame when you're kind of into somebody, dating or even friends, and you see something that's troublesome or downright unacceptable. Uh, I'm sure you were annoyed. You're annoyed too. Although, I mean, sometimes I think we give that word too much power. Historically, it has power, obviously, but you know, shouldn't necessarily be an Achilles heel. Right? Shiver and fall to the ground, and figuratively, like you say that, and we go, "Ah!" Yeah, I don't. Uh, and people from other countries don't. They don't have that. So, oh, you tried to talk about it, okay, but you okay. So you gave him a chance. I mean, because it's depending on how it's used and when it's used and whatever, there could be something that you can talk out. But you took a shot, didn't work. That's too bad. Oh, Ella, you're saying better now than after you're married and have kids and two dogs. Girl, yeah, yeah, that is better. You find out stuff, or it just doesn't work out after you're all in, you know, is not good. I guess she told us earlier, let's rip out the band-aids. Yeah, that's true. On to the next. That's what Offspring says about her men. On to the next. You're open up the field of play. All right. All right. There are still good men out there. And there's some women who are assholes too. So, so be careful. Oh, I said a bad word. Ella, I said a bad word. What am I supposed to do? Put a did you have a swear jar? You had a swear jar, didn't you? Something like that. Oh. But $5, that's kind of steep. Times are tough. $5. Yeah, 5 cents. 5 cents I might be able to do. Yeah, that would be pretty steep. Because sometimes I say the words. Oh, so it's my own money. Okay, so I put it in my own jar and I get to get it back. Okay, that might work. That's my new investment strategy. uh, that's my investment strategy. Also, you ever like buy something from Amazon and then return it, and then if you return it and put it on your Amazon account and it feels like you have money. This is sad, but then you go in to buy the next thing. You're like, oh, well, this only costs such and such because I have credit. Feel like I'm balling my Amazon credit. Amazon hate to see me coming. Yeah, the girl math. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. So if I bought something, returned it, I have that credit. I go to buy something else. I talk myself into buying some, and just little things. Because I already have that credit, so no more is coming out of my bank account. Although I already took that out of my bank account, but I'm much better at returning things. Then you return things. If you return it to Kohl's, you get that coupon to use, and that can come in handy. So all in all, Amazon agency, how many things you have in your cart? You know what? In TikTok, I have like I don't even know, probably 17 things in the cart. I'm not going to buy those things, but they're sitting there. And maybe a couple of them they need to pass the time test, so it's not an impulse buy. They got to sit there for a while. Your account will look low, and you see a way to spend. Well, I'm doing the real math, though. I'll figure it out. I know I'm spending money, but I'm like, well, this is how. Don't get me going to CVS. I had a good CVS day because you buy something, you're gonna get your extra bucks. So I was buying 3 things. If you buy 2 of the one thing, you get your extra bucks. So I did that in one transaction, got my extra bucks, and then bought the third thing. Now, people standing behind me might not have been thrilled about that, but that's it. To the dollar store, because then you're like balling. And you're like, I'll take this and this and this and this. That's the way I am when I have that coupon from Amazon when I'm in Kohl's and go to the clearance rack. Girl, I'd be like, I got this dress for $3. You love the clearance rack. I didn't know there were any other kind of racks. I walk by all the other ones. That's why I have a lot of orange and green in my wardrobe because those are the colors that are always left. The pretty colors are gone sometimes. Yeah, well, I'm not balling. I'm on a budget. Things are tight. But but then I realized I'm spending time like because I'm not necessarily used to doing things for myself. And then I go long time without, making things work, and then I'm like, I, if you never shop, I've said this before, if you don't shop, you don't know how expensive or inexpensive things are. And I was walking around saying, I can't afford to do this. I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to get some things that would help the stream. I just don't have the money for that. It's got to be expensive, but I never really shopped for them. And then I realized they're not that expensive. And the things that I kind of makeshift put together, I probably spent more money on that when I could have just, like the monitors, I could have just bought a monitor for the amount of things that I did to do all the other things I was doing to work without them. So you do have the shops, you know how much things cost. You bargain a man online to sell me his laptop for $20. I'm not paying over 80 for a used laptop. No, no. You can get a good deal with that. $20 though. $20 is pretty damn good. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. That stuff sits in the cart. It doesn't go anywhere usually. But if it's something that I know I'm going to buy at some point anyway, but I'm just, spreading it out, or waiting for a sale. And TikTok has those flash sales, and they're not always a sale. They'll say it's a sale, and you go in, and it's not a sale. Same price it was when it wasn't a flash sale. But I had one thing in there that I waited too long, and now it's back to the higher price. So now I have to wait again. Hey, country baby, you're doing okay. I was gonna ask. I'm glad. I'm glad. Everybody say hi to country baby. Always good to see you. Just chatting tonight. But I'm so glad you could come by. And I hope things are starting to turn around for you. My favorite thing to shop for? Well, I'm notoriously not a shopper for real. Like, I don't like to shop, but stores that I do spend time in. I mean, I used to like to go to bookstores, but they don't really exist anymore. And weirdly, hair supply stores, even though I don't do a lot with that stuff, but it's kind of fun to walk around there. So that's weird stuff. And then, of course, there's music stores. That's a dangerous place for me to be. But again, the one I used to go to is closed. So it's online, baby. It's online shopping. Pretty much those same things. Yeah, I like my yeah, the big music, it's a chain, but the one that's closer to me closed. I don't know now where the closest one would be to me. Um, but the chain hasn't closed. Like, I know the New York one is still there. One near me just closed, which is, it wasn't that close to me. So if I was out that way, I'd go in there. But that, like I told you the story, I went in to buy what did I go in to buy? I went in to buy an acoustic guitar, came home with electric bass. I went in to buy a guitar strap and came back with a drum kit. So yeah, I don't need to be going in there. Yeah, I used to really like that store too because they were very good about people just coming in and playing without buying. Because it's just like drug dealers though. Let them do it for free for a while. They'll be back. You know, drug dealers give them something for free. Get hooked, get interested, have a good time, come on back. That's what happens. So it's a sales technique, but they don't bother you though. So you can just sit and play. And I used to really like doing that. Sit and play and then sit and watch other people play. That was cool. And then there's another one that's closer to me, but they do the hard sell, a bit of a hard sell. And they do, I don't like the vibe in there. I think sometimes they see a girl and they're like, do you know where you are? Like, shut up. Leave me alone. So instant jail. Yeah, it's easy to get intimidated, but like when I was first learning bass, which I'm right back to square one because I have not been playing. Um, it was really helpful to watch those guys in there that were seriously playing. It was like I would just sit there and watch them, watch their fingers. Um, so that was cool. And then they had so they had all different instruments, so I could go do the yeah, I spent less time in the keyboard area though, because I knew I wasn't buying that. Um, and the drums, well, and then the recording stuff. That stuff was kind of fun to look at. And then they had they also had all the band instruments, and then they had sheet music. So that's fun to look through. Yeah, those are the things that I like shopping for if I'm going to shop. So now I look for that stuff online, like clothes and stuff. Like I don't like to go shopping, and I never really go shopping. Like people go shopping with friends. Like I don't do that. Never have really. It's not an activity. It's a necessary evil, kind of. Well, this is a necessity. Oh. You had the most helpful sales guy. You didn't try to sell me the most expensive stuff. That's good. That's good. It's nice when they're helpful and not pushy. I don't like it when they keep coming around saying, "Do you have any questions?" No, I have. If I have a question, I will ask you. Like, I'm not shy, but I just have to see how it feels, how it sounds. Like, leave me alone. And even if I'm not going to buy it, but then I'll also, um, but I'm careful with the stuff because sometimes I want to see the difference. Like, like why does like the expensive instruments, like how does it feel different to me now? Because I'm not, especially with the bass, like it's not my first instrument. I can't really, some things I can't tell because like I have a Mexican made Fender Jazz. The American made Fender Jazzes cost like 3 times more, and I played them because I just wanted to see, like, can I feel the difference? I think I could, but not enough to justify spending that kind of money. No, no, no. Oh. Put you in the platinum room with all the vintage guitars. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, the acoustic guitar room. That was a little intimidating to me because you have the real guitar aficionados in there. They're not shredding necessarily, but they know all the different types. And I don't play guitar, so I don't really know. I still like to look at them. And I had um, the one time I could go in there with a friend because my friend was buying her husband a guitar, and and she was willing to spend some money. So that was fun to shop with somebody else's money. So she ended up getting him a nice Martin guitar. It cost a pretty penny, but it was a beautiful guitar, and I know he loved it. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You hold the expensive ones just to see, because you have to kind of compare. You have to know the feel of them and to see what the difference is. Um, because if it's a difference that makes a difference to you as a player, even if you can't buy it then, it might be something to think about in the future. Or especially guitars with the size, because what's her face, Deborah White Music, she was saying that she switched to a smaller size guitar, and it was a whole change for her. She's got some hand or arm issues, but anyway, that it was so made such a big difference. Hey, Spoley. Um, but yeah, that made such a big difference, and then so she is selling her other guitars. A lot of people don't like to sell their guitars or whatever, but she's not going to play them because she found a better fit. Most of them are still way too heavy and bulky for me. Yeah, yeah, my bass that's pretty heavy, and so I wanted to switch to a short scale. Um, and let me Maybe I can get it out. You want to see it? Because I haven't had that out in like forever. I'll do it without knocking the camera over, can I? For some reason, my arm hurts. I wrenched my arm doing something. I don't know what. Need to go to the spa. She's way back in the back of the closet, in a case, in a hard shell case, so it's all good. But I had the other. Why did I decide to do this? All right. So this is the RumbleKat because I wanted to feel what a short scale felt like, just to give my, the weight a break. Reach so hard, it'd be easier on my finger and my hands. And the time I was playing more too, and I was going to like open jam sessions and stuff, and in those places, like you're on these little stages, and I'm always like almost bumping the end of my face, but that's the one I learned on. So now I've told this story before about how this bass came to be. I'm gonna tell it again. I'm still I'm still a little miffed about it. So I was there for some seminar which was near the music store. As I said, it's not that close to me, but I had to be there. Ooh. So this is Rebekah. Becky for short, RumbleKat. Ain't she pretty? Short scale bass. And we're gonna get so you can see me. Right? So I just wanted to see what one felt like. I'd never played a short scale before. Yeah. I'd never played a short scale before, and I was just there. I had time to hang out. So I told the guy, and I never played with the violin bass that Paul McCartney used to play, or still plays. They had one of those because they don't always have those, So I tried that, but I did not like the feel of that at all. Just did not like that. She's blue. She's blue with silver. And these things are hard to find. And there's a limited edition red one. But since my other bass is red, or like burgundy, I didn't want that one. I wanted this one. But they were hard to find. So anyway, so I tell the guy, I just wanted to see, and I was looking for, see if they had a Fender Mustang. That's their short scale one, because I had the Fender Jazz. So I tried that violin bass. I did not like the feel of that at all. But it's probably something you just have to get used to. But I like the feel of the not having a lot of weight, though. That was good. So then the guy's like, have you ever tried one of these? And he hands me this one. And I'm like, no. And as soon as I picked it up, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Because it's but I'm not used to playing short scales, so it's different. So not tuned at all. So I was like, is that how they say the instrument chooses a person? So yeah, let me show it again. Got that. These on the side, the silver. Although I will say, And I played out with her a couple of times, like right before COVID. But this silver here is so pretty. But if there's lights coming down, and I'm not that experienced enough of a bassist, I still have to look. When the lights came down on it, I couldn't see the frets, the markers, the dots. Couldn't see my dots. But yeah, it's so pretty, and it's easier for me to reach it, to tune it, and stuff. And it's much lighter, but it doesn't have like where the pickups are higher, and so this is where I want to play, and there's no place to rest my thumb. You can rest it on the E string, but I'm not a big fan. Something I have to get used to. So I was reading on some forums and stuff, and some people do put a thumb rest here. And I don't know why I'm always so reluctant to modify an instrument. It's mine. I can do whatever I want with it. Anyway, so the guy hands me this, and I'm like immediately like, oh, this is what I'm looking for. And I was almost a little upset about it because like I wasn't planning on buying anything. I didn't have any money to spend on a bass at that point. When do you ever? Me. But I was just looking. I was just starting my journey, and so he. So they just let me sit and play, and I would just sat and play for a long time just to get the feel of it, and it felt good. And so, excuse me for people who've heard this story before. I just like to tell it because I'm so pissed. Anyway, so I'm sitting there playing it without a strap, and then I'm like, okay, well, one of the reasons why I wanted to check out a short scale that was lighter is how it would feel standing. If it was going to give me any shoulder relief or whatever. So I put it. There was a guitar stand next to me. I put it in the stand. I think I kept it plugged in, and I took my purse with me because I'm not going to leave my purse sitting there. I'm not going to leave my bag there to get stolen. So I took that with me, but I left my coat. Like I was not done with this bass. Clearly, I think it was clear that I was not done with this bass. I walked a few feet away to their little rack of guitar straps. I was just going to grab one so I can put the strap on and see how it felt. When I came back, the guitar was gone. It was gone. I know you all have heard this story before, but it just still pisses me off. It was gone. And I'm like looking around. And like I said, this is a store that will let you play for a long time. So I was kind of surprised. And I assumed that the salesperson put it back, but it was in the stand. It was plugged in, I believe, and my coat was there. And I had just been there the longest time, and I was still in the store. I was just a few feet away. So I said, where is it? And I said to the sales guy who had gotten it for me, because also I know to put it back. Like I would have hung it back on the wall where it was when I was done. And if I didn't feel comfortable doing that, I would have asked him to do it, right? If it was too high or something. But so I'm like, what happened? The guitar wasn't done with it. Yeah. He's like, and he looks and goes, oh, I don't know. I said, you didn't take it? He's like, no. And we're looking around, and we see on the other side of the store in the keyboard, in the keyboard in the band instrument section, like there's different plates, there's different counters to check out. And the person walked away from the guitar side, walked all the way over to the band instrument side, took my guitar and bought it. Well, I was saying it was my guitar. They must have been watching me. They must have been watching me and waiting for me to put it down. And they were on their way out. And the sales guy is like, he's like all apologizing. I said, well, it's not your fault, but like they just took it. I was so angry. And thing is, I probably wasn't going to buy it that day, but I really liked it. So yes, jail. That is such a, you have a social contract in this world. You don't do that. You don't do that. And nobody asked. Nobody did it. And clearly they also didn't ask the salespeople either. They just took it now, and it was too late to go chase them, and they already paid for it, and I wasn't going to actually. So I was just so upset. And then they didn't have another one. They did not have another one, and he looked it up for me to see. And meanwhile, now I'm locked in. Now I'm like, oh well, I have to have this base now. And you know, then they could only find the red one, and I didn't want a used one, so it was hard to find. And then I was looking for myself to see if I could find it, and I couldn't find one. They were like limited edition, so finally they found one and had it sent in. And meanwhile, I was not planning on actually buying the base at that time. So I'm like scrambling. So I like sold a couple things that I had that I wasn't using, just bring it down a little bit, And then I finally got it because I was like, how are you going to do that? I would never do that. That is so rude. They must have been watching it. And what I'm thinking is because you don't see these around, they're hard to find. I'm wondering if it's somebody who had come another day and played it, and then they decided to come back and buy it. And when they come back to buy it, they see me sitting with it, looking like I'm going to buy it, looking like I've fallen in love with this thing. And they just waited stealthily. They must have been watching me. Because I swear it was only like 20 feet away to get dropped. And I'm walking back with my little strap and there's no guitar. It's like taking your clothes from the dressing room when you're not done. Yes. Just like that. And I had a strap and no guitar to play. They didn't have another one. And I'm like, we checked all the other stores, like they didn't have one, Then I was like obsessed for a while. And then I kept looking. I remember it was like around Christmas time. And I remember showing my brother-in-law who plays guitar. I was telling him about it and showing him pictures and, you know, over Christmas. And I think it was after that when they found one for me. That was my Christmas gift to myself. But yeah, that happened to me once in a store. Same thing. I was shoe shopping. I am not a shoe girl. I don't enjoy shoe shopping. I got like very narrow, weird feet. Those shoes don't fit me that well. And so when I actually find a pair of shoes that I like that fit me, and also I'm frugal, so I don't spend a lot of money. That's something I'm willing to spend. I put it in my cart, and somebody took it out of the cart while I'm on the floor looking at something else. Out of my cart. Again, we have a social contract. You don't do things like that. I know somebody else said that. I made that sale. I should have gotten a commission. I know, out of my cart, jail. I'm telling you, that's punishable. Yeah, so I did sell that guitar for them. Boy. But then they made the second sale because then I had to have one. Because I felt like it. I was like, they took my guitar. It's not my guitar at that point. But it spoke to me. You know what I mean? But I still, so then I didn't. And so I was getting used to a short scale. How many dusty ones in the case? Yeah, and it's shaped funny. Like, so you have to have, I was trying to find a decent case for it, and then I had to buy a hard shell case because it didn't fit. Like, it's not quite guitar size. and it's certainly smaller than, bass, regular full-length bass. So that was thinking, but I wanted to make sure I had a case because at that time I was playing out, and I didn't want to, carry it in a paper bag. So I love getting that too. Anyway, but yeah, and I'm thinking about putting the thumb rest because I can play it up here, but the sound is better down here. And I can rest on the E string, but again, that's not my preference. But it's easier to play in a way because of the short scale, and I'm not reaching as much, and it's not as heavy. So now she's out. So now I'm gonna have to. But I have not. I still love the first one, Phoebe Fender bass. I like alliteration when I name my things. When I name my musical instruments or inanimate objects. I have a pink drill. I got a new little drill. It's pink, and I want to name it. I need a D name or DR name. Hard to find a DR name. Don't worry, I did not do that with my offspring. I did not do the alliteration thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't do it for people. And sometimes I play too hard too, so this makes me gonna be easier. Yeah. I'm gonna send a quick message, even though I'm not. She knows I'm not trying to bring people over here. I just want to say congrats on the 6 months before she gets offline. But y'all should follow Callie and support her. She does music review streams, but she also does Get Ready with me. She does a lot of chatting streams. She's very supportive, lifting people up, all that stuff. I just said congrats on 6 months and did the work. She did 100 days leading up until her year-long anniversary, and then she just kept going. So now she's at 6 months. So I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do the daily stream. Let's see. Stop when I stop. Becky, I shouldn't have had you. I gotta wipe you down. Where's my? See, it's just so much lighter. I love music in general. These instruments are great, and they're sweet and rock shows are so very. Oh, thank you so much. I really, really, really do appreciate the support, the kind words. I'm gonna grab the tuner, see if it'll hold a tune. Look, that's that's heavy. Oh, Phoebe, you're so heavy. But you never forget your first one, all right? Yeah, but I mean, I made that sale for that guy at that store that time, but I do credit him with finding this bass for me because I didn't know anything about it and I didn't see it on the wall, like because I don't know. You look at it from a distance, it looks like a guitar. Way out. You have to stop yourself. Yeah, that's a dangerous place to be. Dangerous place to be. Um, I don't think I'm gonna plug in, but I want to see if I can tune it. Because I don't have like my whole setup here. I'm mobile. Way out of tune. Well, I think I put it out of tune. I put it in the box. Hey, Deborah. Were your ears burning? We were just talking about you. We were talking about you because we were talking about finding the right instrument. And I was saying how you found the smaller guitar that's a better size for you. And so you're getting rid of the other ones. I think I took it way out of tune. But it doesn't hold a tune as well as Phoebe does. She has not been out and tuned it. Neglect her. You listed your two other guitars on sale now? Yeah. Yeah, this has a smaller neck too and shorter. It's lighter. Um, you know, because on your shoulder, especially standing, and the sitting's not so bad, but um, you got a baby Taylor, you got a baby Little Martin. Aw, game changer for both of you, right? You stared at both for a long time. Let's start playing bass a little bit more. Maybe I'll just go ahead because I still have to get used to the short scale, and I think for me, going back and forth wouldn't be good right away to get used to it. I should just decide play this, but then I gotta get used to that. That's something I had to get used to because you guitars are used to playing guitars of different sizes, and it doesn't happen in piano and keyboard. It shouldn't anyway. When people ask me what kind of piano or keyboard what kind of keyboard to get for like a kid, I always say just make sure you have full size keys. I could not handle full size acoustics. Half size would fit me better, but they don't have that many great sounding ones. So the little Martin's not a half size; it's bigger than a half size. I was 3/4. Oh, your little baby's a 3/4 size. This is my little short scale. I know when I watch Doesn't matter once you get, there's something about, who's that great bassist? Michelle did, I can never say her last name because it's long and has a lot of consonants. NG, I can't say. Anyway, she is teeny. She's like, I don't know, like 4'11" or something. I don't know, but she's petite, and so it's hard for her to reach to tune her own instrument, her bass. But she plays a full size. I have no desire to play like a 5 string or a 6 string. Leave that to the big guys with the big hands. You're 5'1", so you're on the petite side as well, and you're under 5. See, there you go. And so you have to have an instrument that fits you and your. So Ella, yeah, I would imagine if you play a full size acoustic, those things are huge. This is reaching your whole body around. It's like playing ukulele too. Huh? You shrank. That's what happens. So you got your baby Taylor and baby Martin, which fits your petite stature. I'm not petite, but basses are big. I wasn't going to plug in, but I have this new amp that I got. Remember I did that? I am on this, I'm on mobile, so I'm on this lapel mic, which is noise canceling. So you hear my voice real clear, but anything on the outside is going to sound distorted if you hear it. So it's not going to sound good. And if I take it, I can take it off. I could take off the mic. But I don't think I could, if I just turn off the mic, I still have to take off the input thingy, which would require me to get up, which I'm not a fan of right now. Really late, I should not be. This sounds good. My finger exercises are much easier on this. But I tend to reach larger because I'm used to the larger bass. You play harmonica, some guitar, and learn on some piano. Nice. You play harmonica? That's cool. I don't know that. I don't know that I'll. I always wanted to play, but when I was playing a lot of blues, I played with a lot of harp players, and again, it's like the people you just want to sit and watch play. You listen, but watch them play too. And this one guy was really nice, and Offspring said he wanted to learn harmonica, and gave him a whole set of them, like some old ones that he had. I don't know if he ever did much with it, but I was looking for them. because I thought maybe I'll try learn one thing so I can play freaking so I get the thing to hold it and play piano, man, and play the harmonica part instead of humming it the way I do. But um, the offspring has it with them, so. Yeah, if I could learn just that, that's all I need. Or the Alanis Morissette song with the harmonica solos, not my favorite. Um, but yeah, you know, man. The Lean On Me song on the piano. Oh yeah. I know you guys can't hear this. It's nothing to hear. Truly, I'm just doing finger exercises. But chat noodle on bass. I need a C harmonica. That song's in the key of C. But I think what I will do, one of these days, I'll get a holder for a harmonica and just do it on kazoo. I'll cheat and do it on kazoo, but I can't do it on kazoo when I'm playing because um, without the holding it because it's too much back and forth, and kazoo will fall out of my mouth. I know, but I can. Y'all hear those birds? And then if you wear lipstick, the kazoo does not like to stay in your mouth. I found this out the hard way. Yeah, I got my kazoo. It's right over there. I usually have a kazoo trigger warning when I use it. Some people hate kazoo. They're kazoo haters. You have a kazoo, Deborah? Ella has a kazoo, don't you? No kazoo? No. I didn't have one until I started streaming. I figured I needed to have one. I use it for, hey, Forever Lightly, welcome in. Oh, you have, I don't even know, ocarina, that's how you say it? I don't even, that, you sound like a sick owl. That seems so hard to play. It seems so hard to play. So I guess do you follow McDoodle? Oh, she can do so many good things with that thing. Everybody should be following the doodle. She's probably live now. She plays, I think saxophone is her main instrument, but she plays the ocarina and the um, and ukulele. But yeah, she's amazing. Hmm, live, live this time. You have not? Okay, so you have to follow McDoodle, but she's I can't I always mess up her name because let me look her up because I think it has zeros instead of she was the one. She's a big streamer and she rated me once. And as soon as she rated me, I lost audio. I was like, of course. Like I remember you were saying you got that huge raid and then you cut out or something. Like, of course. She's got a couple. Okay, that is right. Nickadoodle. Yeah, I don't know what happened with mine. I think that I missed the connection came loose, but I did not know why I lost power. And I think I was like right must have been like right before they came in, and I was like down on the floor checking connections, and I got this huge raid. It's like, oh, but maybe she'll raid me again some other time. Probably when I'm not doing anything. But she's a sweetheart. Yeah, you want to go see that thing played very well. Follow the doodle. Like it's zeros, and she's oh Ella. Oh really? Same thing. With 300 plus and my internet dropped within minutes. I know, it was the same thing. It was like one of the biggest raids I'd gotten. And no audio. I eventually got it back, but you have to, you know, I didn't get it back long enough to, to not lose people. I really don't expect people to stay any length of time when it's a raid, especially a big raid. But they might have stayed a little bit longer if there was some sort of audio. Your internet is super stable usually, yes. But of course, when you get a big raid like that, it's not, you know. But as my good friend and mod war dancer has always said, you're not a streamer unless you have tech issues while live. Is that how many followers she has? Oh wait, she is on. Oh, okay. Okay, she's not playing tonight. She does IRLs too when she's visiting places, but highly recommend. She's an incredible musician. She's very she's she knows her craft. Let's put it that way. I think she's still a student. She might still be a student. Um, Music major, and so but and a huge. So she's a huge streamer, 66,000 followers. But she greets every single person who comes in there. Every person. She gets a raid that's small. She treats it the same as a raid that's big. So she is a sweetheart. I highly recommend. Yeah, she's very personable. She's hilarious, actually. Yeah, and she's very pretty too. She's got the whole package. Whoa. Hey, Brian VT, I forgot my raids were on. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How are you? How was your stream? Chill music raid. Yes. Everybody make sure you're following Brian. Brian VT is very chill over there. It's very and welcoming, and the music is good, and um singer songwriter. I don't know if I've heard your original stuff, but I know that I've heard you do very cool interpretations of covers. I was at that time you did Unwell, and I decided I needed to learn that one on my list now. I forgot about that song. It's a good song. You only write joke songs, but okay. Gotcha. Yes, Ella, because I've heard you do it too. And I was like, why isn't that song on my list? Like I learned. I'm not crazy. I always forget that riff though. I hope you had a good stream. What were you doing tonight? Because sometimes you do different things. Does they play and guitar and sing? Sometimes you do karaoke and you do game, I think, right? Yes. Request Ella to do Unwell. I like the way she does it. Oh, that's nice. Well, we're just chatting tonight, and we were chatting about shopping for instruments. So I got out Becky, who's been in her case for I don't know how long. So there's a story that I already told. I won't tell again. But somebody stole it from me in the store. Anyway, I'm still a little miffed about that. I'm still jail. That was my anthem when I was in tech and staying up all night with my team. Oh, cool. I do appreciate that song. It's got my anthem in life. Talking to myself in public. I like the lyrics. Talking to myself in public. I'm not crazy. I'm just a little right now. Oh, you can't tell. That's as salty as everything. Oh, and I'm mad about my bass purchase. They stole it from me. Yes, I'm sad. I'm still a little salty. I am. I'm still a little salty about it. The short story is I was trying out this bass. I left the bass out, left it plugged in, left my coat there, had my bag with me, of course, walked over to get a strap. I came back and they had taken the bass, taken it to another part of the store and bought it right out from under me. And yes, I am still. Yeah, this bass does have a nice sound. It has a nice feel. Yeah, maybe I should have hunted them down in the parking lot, but you know, It was two guys. But I'm like, they're lucky. You never know who you're going to mess with or whether they're having. What's that line from that movie? Anybody can become a. We can't say the real word. A murderer. That's what you're supposed to say. Anybody can commit that crime. All you need is a good reason and a bad day. So they could have caught me on a bad day, and that because I think it was a good reason. Anyway, so then I had to go find one. They did find one for me, but it took a while because they're hard to come by, and I don't think they're made anymore. And then they had more. Well, actually, the limited edition they probably had more of, but that's not the one I wanted. Anyway, this is. So I'm not really playing. I just got her out of the case because we were talking about stuff. One of your favorite pastimes is randomly playing along to people at music stores. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, how it's nice when you have a music store that lets you just kind of play and doesn't give you the hard sell, and you can just, and this was one of those stores. I was sitting and playing it for a long time. You could just do that. And they let you play the expensive ones too, just to see, I'm sure that sometimes they have to deal with people who are not careful, but when somebody's serious about playing, no matter what level, you can still be a beginner and want to try some things out. They just let people sit and play. You played for hours in the room before making the decision. Right. And sometimes you just need to do that. That's not something that can be rushed. Except for the person that stole the bass out from under me. They rushed. I'm assuming it was somebody who had been to the store before and, didn't make a decision, then decided to come back and grab that bass. And then when they came back to grab the bass, they see me becoming intimate with the instrument. And they decided to sit there like vultures. Just wait for me to get up to get a damn strap. Oh no, yeah, it's a big purchase for me too. So it's not something you just take lightly. The instrument chooses you, right? I mean, and also for me, because it's a big purchase, and because you don't buy them every day, you're like, even if you've put the money aside to buy it, you just, it's not like you go buy it every day. So I will sometimes leave because like I said, I'm frugal, cheap, or the budget is screaming. So I'll leave it and see how I feel once I leave. I'm like that with most shopping, except for like little things like or books or something. But I got to walk away and see how I feel. If you love something, set it free. Yeah, you have to adjust. I have to adjust playing this going because it's a short scale. And I don't have to play so hard. That's something I'm working on too. Maybe I will just play this one for a while so I can get used to the short scale and start playing again. Took some time, yeah. You don't have to press so hard and a shorter neck. Yeah, that's like this with a shorter neck. So I'm here. The other one I'm up here, like this far up to play the same note. Well, maybe not. Maybe here. Maybe I'll hang this one too. The fender is hanging. This one I have a nice hard shell case for, but it's nice to have the instrument out. Yeah. And I think guitarists, you guys are more used to switching like that. I'm not. So, um, I didn't want it on the floor and knock it over. I used to have it on the floor, but I'm trying to minimalism. Like I don't want as many things. Um, Acoustics, I think is different. I don't see people hanging acoustics. There must be something different with that. I think it's fine for electrics. Yeah, same rhyme. I think that might be. I really think that's something with acoustic guitars, with good acoustic guitars, because people with the good acoustic guitars do not hang them. They get cased, you know. Um, but electric guitars, electric basses, they're hung all the time. It's the first time I've hung one, but I remember asking about it because I wanted to make sure I got one that's because the bass is pretty heavy. I wanted to make sure I got one that wasn't just electric guitars, which are so light. But and I remember asking, "There's nothing wrong with hanging it, right?" And they're like, "No, hanging it's good because it keeps it from getting knocked over, which is the worst thing." Yeah, small separate rooms, and now I think of it, they are not hung. They're in the stores, and there's so many of them. They're on those stands where you put a lot of them, and they're laying on the stands. They're not hung so much. Right. After my ovation, I had to get the fret shape down. The wood shrank on the neck. Oh wow. Yeah, I think it's something with the good acoustic ones. I think if it was a problem with the other ones, they wouldn't do it because they hang the $1,000 guitars. Or the ones are even more than that. And they'll let you, like I said before, this one place I go, well, they'll let you play the expensive ones. Crazy sharp, all acoustic electric are supposed to be case. Yep. I remember when I went with my girlfriend to get her husband a really nice acoustic guitar. It was so nice that they almost, I don't know if they ever actually did, but they were considering getting the glass case for it, like they do with the really special guitars. Because, but that's not hung. That's still on a guitar. It's still on a stand, but it would like be encased, like a showcase. But he played it. It wasn't just for show. Yeah, yeah, because it does. Um, it's not worth the risk. Because I don't have a lot of room in this room anyway. Um, so it's better to get things off the floor. Like if this was in the closet, but but yeah, that the risk of knocking something over, just tripping on it yourself, or if you have, you know, a cat could do it. And also, you play your guitar, so I would imagine for an acoustic, hanging it would really be really bad if you don't play it often because you play yours, so it's not like it's hanging there all the time, you know. You have the calluses approve it, right? I'm gonna get mine back. The base ones aren't as bad. Sideways mounts. I've never seen that. There must be, I would think, or people that I suppose you could build like a shelf, kind of. And so you're laying the guitar on the side and still attaching it to something, obviously. But yeah, yeah, that's just something Deborah says. I've just decided to ignore it because I know better. I'm gonna stay up and play, but I gotta. My new little amp that doesn't that I haven't had time to play with either, but that sounds good. Even low. It goes to getting dressed for parlor, but pickup wasn't great. No battery needed, which was neat, but kind of a lame pickup. And that wasn't for you. Yeah, that workstation keyboard that I used to have, it did everything. And somebody was selling one here in my, oh, the cat opened the door. Hey, bunny. Yeah. Um, but I was so tempted, but clearly not in the budget. Like if I had done that, that would have been irresponsible, and somebody else would not be getting paid some bill. But It was so tempting because it was close by, the exact same one I had before that I had to sell years ago. And it was like right there. But I went and checked and somebody bought it. And I'm a little relieved. So I don't have to think about it. But also a little mad because, especially when it's something close by, it's like, that's the universe telling me, go get it. I wouldn't even know where to put it. That was part of the problem before. Gonna go get a midnight snack. Okay, good. Wait, are you West Coast? The specific time, I guess so. You and Deborah. I'm the only fool up in here. Eastern time. Well, you have a good snack. I'll probably be gone when you come back. Oh, the smoke. Oh, yeah, you stay safe with that. Yeah, I'll check it out. And my sister. Ella's in California too. Deborah's in Canada somewhere. Open the windows, too hot otherwise. So wow. You're northern Bay Area. I was going to drive if anyone's wood was on fire. Yeah, noise. Oh, it's a car. Fire bands. Let's you stay safe. On East Coast, we don't get, thank goodness, fire stuff. We just get the storms. We had flash flooding warnings the last couple of days. Is that your offspring on your spring? On my screen? Oh, no, that's Callie Stockton. She's live now, friend of the stream. She's just hit her 6 months. She streamed every day for 6 months. There aren't too many offspring sightings. Used to be early on in my streaming when I was always streaming from my house before I moved in here. Yeah. clip on my page where Offspring got in front of the camera for like 10 seconds. Yeah, so she's live, McDougal's live, good friends of the stream. Vince is probably still alive. Yeah, he's still alive. Equipment adjustment, he says, and hangout. And then he does a full-fledged performance, dancing and everything. Yeah. I'll get rid of that. Oh, he's playing acoustic guitar tonight. So please go see our friend Vince. I think I'm gonna rate out to Callie because she's celebrating her 6 months. So but still go see Vince if you're not following. Yeah, it's Vince Van Gogh. Let me shout him out again. He does singer-songwriter, but he plays I think his main instrument is bass, but he plays guitar and plays and dances and freestyle raps, and like the dude does everything. So please drop a follow and go say hi. And then Hallie does music review. Tonight she's just chatting. And she does music reviews of all types of music. So you do hear a fair amount of hip hop there, but that's not all she does. Like if you bring something that you want her to play and promote any genre, very knowledgeable. Yeah, it's musical instrument hangout. Last time I clicked on it, he was doing a dance. He's performing. Anyway, all right. I'm glad I got me out. Now I don't want to put her down. Let's get a little bit of rest. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me. I'm so back and forth lately. Okay, other friends that are on are Maddie Fiance, who does, she's another streaker, so supportive, so hilarious, gamer, but she sings like an angel when she decides to sing. It's beautiful. And Patrick White is also live. You know, he's a good friend of the stream. His only rule on his stream is that you have to sing along. There's a lot of songs that everybody knows. Yes, we all love Patrick. He's such a sweetheart. And it looks like he's saying he's got a video premiere. He does a lot of things outside of Twitch. I mean, gigs and stuff. But he also makes these videos of some stuff that he doesn't perform on Twitch because they're collabs and stuff. So I highly recommend that you follow Patrick and then follow along to his YouTube channel, because then you can see that other stuff too. I guess he's premiering something tonight, it looks like. Swingin' Safari video premiere. I don't know if he's done it yet, but so there's a whole lot of folks. There's VIPs here that are on. Yeah, the VIPs here that are on now: Patrick, Maddie, Callie, and Vince. So 4 of my VIPs are on right now. Like I said, I'm going to rate Callie because she's celebrating. So if you could come along on the raid, it would be wonderful. If you can't stay, that's fine. And if you want to hop on over to the music streams I mentioned, that would be good too. So, and then I think I got to get to bed, but what I will do is I'll keep them all tabbed up until I have to shut down. It helps, you know. Thank you for being here, Ella. Really appreciate hanging out with you. You too, Deborah. You too, Brian. And Chaos was here earlier. Oh, Country Baby. Good to see some old friends in here. Shout out to the lurkers if there are any. Appreciate you. We are always lurk friendly here. And lurkers, if there are lurkers, if you could go on the raid, that would be good. And if you want to continue to lurk and be incognito, although I am posting the raid call, you don't have to use it. You can just go along on the raid and still be silent. But bringing a crew over, supportive, and again, she's celebrating 6 months of daily streams. Joanne C. Is that her name? Joanne C. She streams. Okay. Oh, I love her. I keep missing her because she streams in the morning and I'm often not on in the morning, but I need to make a point of stopping by. She's such a sweetheart. I think I've been following her for, I have to jump in just to do a follow age with her to see how long I've been following her. It's been a while. She's one of the first people I followed, I think. So Yes, just Joanne C. Yes. Yes. Just Joanne C. Highly recommend. And she has got, she's a singer-songwriter, does covers as well, and games sometimes. Um, she does a couple other things too, like interviews people and things. But she has such a soothing singing voice, but also a very soothing speaking voice. Like it will chill you out, regardless of what she's talking about. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, she does this collage. You did a cover with her. Oh, cool, cool. Puppet shows live. It was great. And I had her sing a song to my mother once, and that was really sweet. And my mom really enjoyed it. So she's another sweetheart. Anyway, um, who did they call? Who did they call again? I didn't do it. Oh, so again, if you could go on the raid, be lovely. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be doing or where I'll be doing it. I'll be here some kind of way. Small world, huh? Yeah. Um, I always think that's the coolest thing when you run into people here that you know who know the same people. When you consider how many people are on here, you know what I mean? That's crazy. All right, get ready to skedaddle. Thank you, everybody. Send in some love. And ready. I don't know if I updated my things. Let's see. We didn't do anything spooky, devilish today on day 666. Oh, too bad Dark Star Slayer didn't come because her name is Dark Star Slayer 666. I know, right? I thought I would just leave that alone. I don't want to bring in any negative energy. Okay, Deborah, yeah. But day 666 is in the bag. We made it through. Oh, I'm looking around because I see Bunny the cat sneaking around here. Right, no negative energy. So we'll leave that alone. But yeah, so we're gonna go. If you could go on the raid, it would be great. And then please also go visit the other people I mentioned and keep them tabbed up if you can. Right? It's good luck. 666 is good luck. Yeah, I'm not messing with that. Bag another one in advance. Really? I don't know. Maybe it is. Some people, I don't know. I just keep thinking about. Did you guys ever see The Omen? Any of The Omens? It has some biblical references, doesn't it? I remember when one offspring would be acting up, I'd be like, I swear, if I shaved your head, I would find 3 sixes, wouldn't I? suppose I shouldn't say that to Offspring, but you know. Oh, and Forever Lightly was here too. Thanks for coming through. 444 is bad luck. And then there's a whole thing with 40, 40 and 400. There's so many songs and things referenced for 40 days and for 40 nights. So many biblical references to 40. Then even outside the Bible, other references to 40. I remember when I did my 40th stream, I had random facts about 40. And then good numbers coming up. So tomorrow will be 667. All right. My people, let's go see Callie. Thank you. I'll try to get a few hours sleep. You too. Hope you can get a few hours. And enjoy. Now you have a little, yeah, you have the little Taylor, and Deborah has a little Martin. Is that it? And they fit you. Cool. All right. Let's get to stepping. We're going to Texas. Nighty note. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Shout out to the lurkers. Appreciate y'all. All right. Peace. We out. That's a wrap. See ya. All right. I have to get up to turn this off. Yeah. I wasn't prepared for